What's going on with Russell and the Seahawks?
That pink shirt at the okay, look, listen, this is what's happening for real. They're wasting the primes. They're wasting one of the greatest primes in the history of football. Like, think of all the great players in the NFL. In the last half dozen years, maybe there's never been a single season where Russell Wilson's been the best player in football. But if you take his total value over the last half dozen years, probably the best player in the game in this era. He's had more value probably than any other player in the game over those 6 years. No off years. Like, he's just great every year. And it's going to waste. You know why, guys? Because the Seahawks at some point made the decision. Remember when they moved on from the Legion of Boom, and they were like, okay, we're going to pay Russell Wilson. So we got to build the offense. Remember when they traded Max Unger for Jimmy Graham? They clearly made the decision, we don't need to invest much in terms of resources in our offensive line. We'll get guys, we'll coach them up. It didn't work. The offensive line completely fell apart, and it's been an issue since then. Now, it's gotten better. It has gotten better, and a lot of the reason that he's pressured so much, Russell Wilson, is because he holds the ball too long, and he knows that too. But it's not a great offensive line. The best player on it, by far, who's all-pro caliber, is Dwayne Brown. And they want to play games with his money? Guys, it's like, I know they're worried because he's 36 years old. That was the worry about Andrew Whitworth. How's he been doing with the Rams? He's still around balling. You have to pay Dwayne Brown. Russell Wilson knows it, and apparently now Pete Carroll and everyone else got the message if you want to not waste the prime of one of the best players ever.
Max, I would tell you that you're not wrong, but it goes deeper than that for me. And the reason that I say that is because we know what the offseason entailed. No, Russell Wilson never demanded to be traded. Excuse me. But he did tell his agent to alert everyone to what teams he would want to go to in the event that he was traded. Okay?
On the record. On the record.
On the record. So we understand that, right? And then obviously him and Pete Carroll meet up and what have you. What is that telling you? It's not about the fact that they just have problems with Dwayne Brown's contract. It's the fact that Russell Wilson is telling you, yo, do something about this. And it speaks to the very thing that he was complaining about coming into the offseason, which made all the headlines. So the amends that was made, ultimately one would assume, was that they conversed with one another. Pete Carroll said, we're listening, we hear you, we hear your concerns, we're going to address it. And yet now you still have this problem. That's a problem. And that's what this really, really is about. Russell Wilson should not have had to come out publicly and say what he said about Dwayne Brown's situation, especially when he went into the offseason complaining about those things. The fact that he finds himself now gives the impression it was just lip service that he received. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that's reality. I'm saying that's the way it can be absorbed unless the Dwayne Brown situation is resolved, because it's exactly the kind of stuff Russell Wilson was complaining about.
He would. And Seattle better have learned from the Packers situation, because Russell Wilson can opt out after 2022. So that means going into next year, there's 1 year left on the deal. Don't play around.
Well, listen, first of all, Russell Wilson is absolutely right. Dwayne Brown is one of the best left tackles in the league. You know, why mess around with that guy? Of all the guys on offense, why mess around with that guy who's been, you know, a staple for the Seattle Seahawks on the offense? That's number one. Number two, you know, when you look at the Seattle Seahawks, you never want to be dealing with contract situations in training camp. They actually got two situations that they're dealing with. Not only Dwayne Brown, but Jamal Adams, who they traded for from the New York Jets. So they got two situations, two of their best players on their team, that both players are unhappy as far as their contracts are concerned. And Stephen, you brought up Russell Wilson and the whole list and all those type of things. Don't think these things aren't in the back of his mind, you know, with how the team is, you know, messing with the contract situation of both of these guys. They got a new first-year play caller, Shane Waldron, who came over for the Los Angeles Rams. If they don't look, Russell Wilson has come out and said they should have the best offense in the league. That's what he's saying. If they don't come out firing don't think that this is not going to play out after the season is concerned, especially after the fact that Russell Wilson's agent put out publicly about teams that he could possibly look at to be moving towards if this whole thing doesn't play out the way he wants to this season.
I mentioned it, but guys, look at the Packers situation. I think the Seahawks that must have scared them, right? Because they're like keeping it just good enough with Russell Wilson. But the fact that it's gotten to this already is a bad sign. And not that Russell Wilson is being treated with the disrespect that Aaron Rodgers was treated with, but when your all-time great franchise, future Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winning quarterback says, that's my blind side protection. Our line hasn't been good. Don't mess around. Pay that man. You better not play games. You better pay the guy.
And not only that, the other pieces are there. You got Rashad Penny and Chris Carson both back for your running as your running backs. You've got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett as your wideouts with Russell Wilson. Why would you get in the way of that? If everybody else is there for you, why would you compromise the protection of your quarterback who's supposed to be relied upon to make everything happen? It makes no sense whatsoever. They got to fix this. And again, it elevates in terms of really, really highlighting what's going on because Russell Wilson complained about this in the offseason. You cannot have him bringing this stuff up again. It shows you didn't listen to him at all. That's what it ultimately comes down to. They better not mess that up.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.